Could a changing environment spell the end of civilization? Over half of young people around the globe believe that because of climate change, humanity is doomed. 1. They are frustrated, helpless, and most of all, terrified of what the future may bring. The globe will be significantly and negatively affected by climate change. Particularly alarming are its effects on the world's biodiversity and the lowest members of our society. In the worst-case situations, it may play a significant role in escalating existential threats from other sources, such as great power disputes, nuclear war, or pandemics. However, because the worst possible outcomes appear to stem from those other sources and because these other risks appear to be more significant and underappreciated, we believe that working directly on one of these other risks will have a higher expected effect on most readers. We believe that what you do at work is far more significant than your personal carbon impact, and that some methods of addressing climate change are likely to be much more successful than others. You could use your job to help create technology, promote legislation to reduce current emissions, or look into future technology that could remove carbon from the atmosphere. We believe efforts to significantly lower the likelihood of the worst effects of climate change would have a significant beneficial effect. However, compared to other risks we are worried about, such as catastrophic pandemics, climate change appears to be hundreds of times less likely to directly cause human extinction. Therefore, if climate change does have catastrophic and possibly long-lasting effects on human civilization, these effects are likely to be exacerbated by other issues, like war between superpowers. Although it still appears to be more than 10 times less likely to cause extinction than nuclear war or pandemics, this indirect risk brings the severity of climate change as an issue closer to other extinction risks. We believe that more people ought to truly think about addressing those problems head-on. We can anticipate that the impacts of climate change will worsen as the Earth becomes hotter. Therefore, we need to know how much we anticipate temperatures to rise in order to determine whether climate change directly contributes to extinction. We first need to have some notion of how much greenhouse gas we're going to emit and how much a temperature rise that will result in order to calculate that. We'll examine each one in turn. A grounded ice sheet's floating extremities are known as ice shelves. The Ron Filchner, one of the biggest ice shelves, spans a region just slightly bigger than Spain. The ice shelf can only withstand a certain quantity of meltwater each summer before it begins to deteriorate and retreat. The Antarctic Peninsula's climate has warmed by 3 degrees Celsius, causing the once steady ice shelves to recede. This represents a decline of 25,000 square kilometers of ice shelf since the 1950s. The future of Antarctica is in doubt. Large portions of Antarctica and the Southern Ocean are experiencing interruptions to natural processes due to the global climate catastrophe. The decisions we make over the next 10 years will shape the future of human civilization at a time when we are on the verge of a catastrophic shift. The ice, ocean, and ecosystems of Antarctica are essential for regulating the world's temperature. Together, they add to the slowing of global warming, the sustaining of significant ocean currents, and the removal of millions of tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. These delicate systems are being upset by the climate catastrophe. They are transforming quickly, and the effects will be felt all over the globe. A study that was published in the journal Nature shows how the Antarctic coastline has changed over the past 25 years as a result of iceberg calving, or the breaking off of ice from a glacier front. The ice sheet's edge has been losing icebergs more quickly than it can be replaced, the experts discovered. With this unexpected discovery, The amount of ice that has been lost from Antarctica's drifting ice shelves since 1997 has increased from 6 trillion to 12 trillion metric tons. The ice shelves have been weakened by calving, which has also enabled Antarctic glaciers to flow more quickly into the ocean, accelerating the rate of sea level rise worldwide. Polar bears are the largest land-based carnivores on Earth. They are thus especially vulnerable to the effects of global warming, which is melting the Arctic sea ice on which they rely. Polar bears are top predators in their food web and have significant cultural importance for the people of the Arctic. Therefore, they are essential to maintaining the equilibrium of their environment. By assisting in the polar bear's protection, we contribute to the maintenance of the Arctic food chain, which benefits both local animals and people living outside of the Arctic. For millions of people, including those in the UK, the Arctic supplies fish. How does global warming affect humans? Along with other natural and man-made health stressors, climate change has a variety of effects on human health and illness. New health risks will appear, and some current health threats will become more serious. Not everyone faces the same danger. Age, financial means, and location are significant factors. Disturbances of physical, biological, and ecological processes, including disturbances originating both domestically and abroad, can have an impact on public health in the United States. Increased respiratory and cardiovascular disease, injuries and early deaths from extreme weather events, changes in the prevalence and geographic distribution of food and water-borne illnesses and other infectious diseases, and threats to mental health are some of the health effects of these disruptions.